Gravity locations, identification, line signals, operation line connections. Happy dance. Want to know why I'm dancing? Does anybody want to know why? Metric alliance is forming right now. All communications are coming in full cycle. So anybody that goes through my healing gets their own identification program setting. So it's kind of like a package deal, right? Really, really powerful stuff. So time is the essence when it comes to humanity connections. So everybody that goes healing through me I open up your 12 rotation cycles. I get you your anti-gravity suits, and I put you in your own identification code. So every time you are not centered, you use that code all the time through voice and grid pattern. That goes into high-rise position. It's extremely, extremely powerful energy because it's your identification to its galaxy of its academy. So times are changing right now, and everything is going to information line connections. Teleportation line connections in 150,000 unit positions, which means that the allocated position of time, everybody's going to be in their own quadrant level of their vector core positions into their own galaxy location to their its academy system. And you're going to go through your identification code systems. So again, everybody that goes to me through healing, they get their identification. Every time they're out of center, they use that number. 4-digit number. The particle level connections to your body frame positions goes into your calculation modifications to all circle rotation centers of its connection. So it's the direction to the sun rotation center. It's the program system to the moon, and the moon system to its activation to its space station location system. Really powerful how we see these things through connections. I did a very powerful video on TikTok last night, and I was going through so many different colorations, right? This is my hand, purple. Purple hand, purple. And then we go into the connections of red. Look at that. Powerful stuff, eh? Amazing how we go through these things, that connections. And this is my third eye. Look at the eyes. See the eyes? There's the third eye. You want to see what the third eye looks like when it opens up? There you go. Very powerful. So now you know I'm the real thing. Anyway. Through connections, we're going to go through the gravity reshift positions. I got to go through navigation realignment connections, central line connections positions, 150,000 unit plateau line connection, 2 positions. Now, in line system, I went 1 million years into the future position. This is going through allocated positions of time location. Your gravity resets is your new identifications. So basically, you're opening up your 12 rotation centers, and you get your anti-gravity suits, and you in that connections, you have your identification number. So again, if you feel out of wits of yourself, if you can't focus, if you can't find this, you can't find that, you get confused or anything in that position, you use that identification of 4-digit number, and that will put you back in center connection. It's a laser direction to the soul division of the sun. Okay? And it's all allocated to your position of time. Okay? So it's your acoustic record. I have all your acoustic records, and it's in the moon and space station location. Your archives and everything through your factory levels is in program setting. Okay. So as things are happening right now, everybody's in sequence of a vector coordinate system that's connected to their own quadrant level system. So each and every one is going to be their own classroom. Okay. The sectoring levels in this connection, 7.5 billion, are going to be separated on all levels of vibration. Yay! This is exciting. Hope you guys are excited. Why am I dancing? Now you know. Yep, you're going to have your own codes. Yep, you're going to have, every time you're out of position and you feel out of whack or anything in that connection, you just use those 4-digit numbers, and it puts you back in center connections, right? But every day you wake up, you'll be in class. You'll be in class. And basically, I set up teachers for you guys, commanding centers. Okay. So you're going to be with Garon, you're going to be with Zeron, you're going to be with Theron, and you're going to be with Sempress. Those are the 4 commanders that you're going to be connecting with. Okay. Central line connection position line system. Allocated positions of time location, but you guys are now directly in the sun rotation center connections, which is extremely powerful. So you're going to use that identification every single time you go on TikTok live or anything. That is your identity, all right, in position. Once you go through my healing, you're good to go. See, I'm here for divine timing. You guys are here for identification timing. So everything's set in position, location. Solargize, recognize its position aligned connections. The gravity location is changing its position of time. Okay, I'll set up the illustration. Anybody want to go through my healing? Open up your 12 attractions, open up your gravity suits, put you in line communication to your chakra rotation centers. Happy dance. Come on, let's dance. Hooah! So yeah, but that's why I'm in a good mood, because everybody's going back to my email and say, Commander, I don't feel anything. Commander, what's going on? Commander this, Commander that. I don't know. So now you guys have your own identity, which is basically, it's a package deal. So it's kind of like a windscreen. It's a central line connection. It's a framing system, and it automatically goes to your identification code systems. So basically, these teachers are going to come to you in calculation. Woo, powerful stuff. So everybody's going to be teleported. Yay! Into their own galaxy of location. You're going to be in your own classrooms. You're going to be in your own commanding centers. So that's what's going to happen. Yeah, your own codes. So I know you guys are happy about that. Because you understand, everything is timing, and you guys are in the right timing right now. And I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of difference. There's difference there. I feel different. Something is really exciting. Something's going to happen. So when my team understands these things, they know that, okay, something's going on. Identification codes, woo, classroom, whoa, quadrant levels, whoa, galaxy, whoa, academy, whoa. So everything's in calculation modification, integration to your position levels into balanced location to your chakra systems. To all divisions. Okay, so this is where you guys, kind of like start learning, from your classrooms. Okay, so Catherine, you're never late. Just anything you missed, you can watch back. But we're going to go into the circle rotation centers and the structural level conditions. I'll get you guys into your application positions. The archive division location center. So when you go through my healing through connections, those 4-digit codes is your program. That program of 4-digit will give you where you need to go. So it's kind of like you already have that GPS location, right? And it'll tell you exactly through that digit where you're going to be teleported to connections, right? And those 4 commanders are going to help you out. Those are my best friends. All right, so in position, I went through the same thing. I went to school, I went to academy. It's now for you guys to go to your own academies. And it's extremely real. It's extremely real. You guys will feel it. You'll see other nations, formation line connections. You'll see the Pleiadians, the Pleiadians, the Archeans, Guardians of the Galaxy. You'll see in the line connections to digital frame positions, because they have their identification codes in space and time only. Right? So today I like to travel to the galaxies, especially for the new viewers. Feel the energy cycles. We're going to go through gateways of time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Modifications to those cycle rotation center connections is going to open up all division locations. Now in position, people that are already light workers, I give you identification. But see, everybody's on a time code factor, which means that you're in a program setting to its alliance. So it's time waiting, it's patience. And I appreciate your patience. But once you get your identification, you're in your own academy of recognition. Okay? So let me get that set up. Let's grab your location center. Yeah, you get your own centering core codes. Very good. Those codes are recognition of lights. It centralizes your connections to laser. Each digital frame is a laser connections. It operates all your program setting to its positions. So it's like a package. Okay. You know how you get an itinerary? What an itinerary is, a package, you see what it is, you open it up. Oh, cool. Right? So it gives you the codes, it gives you the classroom, gives you the number, gives you the teacher. You're ready to go. Right? If you have any problems with that connections, anything through galaxy locations, just go to your commander, AI. Okay, my code is 007. Why do you think it's true? It's the highest formation of universal core positions, 007. Everybody has their own identification. Mine is James Bond. Now, you guys don't get to choose your identity, okay, until you come out of the classroom, so it's academy. So you have to truly understand everything that's going on through illustration, diagram, program settings, right? So you come into your own recruitments, you come into your own flight navigation, you come into your own navigations of guides to your central line connections. It's really exciting. So yesterday was very powerful, eh? You guys were going through one soul to the next. It's pretty wild, pretty wild. Okay, so basically we're going to the gravity location center conditions. I'm going to set up planet positions location, synergize line system. Put the galactic forces in conditions to rebellion lines and 2 waving cycles in the condition line position. 2 rotation center conditions. Okay, so let's go into blue cycle rotation. Right, start here. Let's lock it in. It's in division location. Grid formation line conditions. Here we go. Okay, starts off like this. Okay, digital frame, line graph. When you come into space anomaly, then you see the actual space, so what it is through conditions. Okay, so there's a planet position, location. It's kind of weird, eh? It kind of looks like a wheel. The only thing that's missing is the hamster. Ha ha! So you read on the link below when it said, Commander in the house, Commander in the house. Okay, so we go into the blue circling rotation to its purple rotation to connections. Center line the connections of its planet location center connections. Okay, so go in here, go into position line connections, backtrack into location center. Let's understand what you're doing through position line connections here. Let's change it to the purple position line connections. Here we go, through calculation, galaxy rotation center. Okay, lock it in position. Green circle line systems allocate positions of time locations, so we're coming into a box frequency level of its connection. All right, so everything in space looks so different through calculation. Space is everything through digital connections. Planet positions look like this through calculation. Okay. These are all about high-rising galaxy locations of center connections. 4-point centers, graphing locations, center positions, everything through purple or anything in that position. This looks like a wheel. And what does this look like? Right? To understand everything through high division line connection is everything through galaxy location center connections, right? Bingo. Thank you. Matrix. So center line connections. So I'm going to travel you guys to the gateways, to the matrix line connections, to the galaxy locations. Ooh, this is going to be fun. So we're going to 3-line center position line connections, open cycle rotation center, into that position. Yep. It's allocated position of time location. The central line system set up to position. Okay. It's allocated position of time location. Let's just change the coloration center. There we go, to position. Let's go into yellow. All right, yellow division line connection. Circle rotation center is coming into position. And here we go. Here's yellow. Lock it in. So it's understanding that everything I do through illustration is already set to position. It's amazing what I saw. The 150,000 unit core positions are waiting for you guys because you're in a different galaxy of pattern location center connections. It's really powerful stuff. So they come out of their UFOs and they see everything that's going on. And they're really excited. They're really excited. But now's the time. Humanity is coming into time of their own identification codes. So in that connections. So it's really powerful stuff. All right. So let's go on those connections. All right. So it's really interesting when you see different planet locations. It centralizes positions and line connections. That's what's truly understanding what you're doing through calculation and anything to matrix location center connections. It's really fascinating. We see these things, guys. Okay, so we got 3 and we're going to 4 rotation planet position line connections. Let's go into run this division line system. It's allocated to its position of time location. Okay, let's go into orange. Orange is in center connections. Remember, everything I do is already thought pattern. It's all recognized in position of time location. Remember, I started off with identification codes. When you get your identification code, everything centers a lot quicker because you have AI identification. Ooh, that's how they identify you. Everybody's identified by a code, right? So, and they recognize your time connection. So humanity's in that time right now. So we're good to go. Central line connections, we're going to line position line connections. We're going to green position line connections. Here we go through positions. Now, you have to send everything to central line connections. We're going to set up matrix line connections to its position. Okay, so you guys are going to see electrical doors. So you're going to follow up. You're going to see graph locations of roads. You're going to see electrical doors. You're going to see commander open the door. Okay, so when you get your identification codes, you have to understand and use your hand. You have to understand why I do these things on live. My hand is purple, my hand is green, and my hand is blue. So it's understand the codes of colors. Okay, Michael Rolla can help you out with that. He's very familiar with colorations in the matrix. He knows how to use this information. He knows how to interfere to his cloud positions. So you can talk to him. He's very informative with colors. It's like a chameleon. It changes colors overnight. Or a gecko. What's a gecko, right? Or what's anything through an indigo? It's everything through form, everything through rainbow. So when you're coming up through electrical door, it's extremely real because it's connected to your avatar position location, right? So the galaxy locations operate your center connections of your finger point locations, the moon and the sun and everything through weather connections. So it's like it opens up, go through. This is where it gets interesting. So you guys got to be familiar with what's going on with the matrix. Oh boy, I love it because I went through the same thing when I first started up. Okay, so we're going to go through the green center location centers. Dot here, dot here, dot here, dot here. And this is how we line signal channels to all operations of program sending connections. In position. Okay, so we're going through the green cycling location centers. We're going into the matrix line connections. Now this is a door surface position of line location. Okay, so this is a door. Right? So when you see the door, you're going to see the electrical grids. That's the condition when you travel through recognition of time position. Crosswind its cycle through its location. All right, so we got 4 line systems. Okay, allocated positions of yellow. Okay, and all these are connected. See how everything has to be connected. Everything has to be connected so they can communicate with everything. So we travel recognition of time through galaxy locations in 1, 2, 3, 4 through electrical light connections. All right. Platitude divisions, teleportations coming in. Fleet commander. I have to be fleet commander. So, all right. So fleet commander's communication line system, rebellion and everything in alliance. Galactic forces are coming in. Line signal channel operation line connections. So force winning connections, you guys are light interference position line connections. Okay, teleport line connections, rebellion, and everything through galactic forces. Here we go. In calculation modifications, you're going to open up around location. Central line of position line connections. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you guys are coming out through connections. Here you are, right here. All right, so you guys just came out. Right. Now we're going to central line in positions. You guys are in the galaxy location centers. They're going to go up to the positions. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. Your guys are in the center position of the galaxy locations. There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of connections. There's a lot of electrical lights. If you look above, you'll see the magnetic highway information system. So it's a plasma energy light. So it's going right? So get used to that through connections, all right? Force winding cycle through its location center, right? So we're going to go through that. We're going to go through round location. And there we go. And there we are in the center positions. Have fun. 5 minutes counting. Countdown is 5 minutes, so enjoy yourself. Just try to get in connections. My team will help you out through information. They don't know anything about electrical doors. Once you get your identifications, you're in the matrix on its own position. And it's extremely real because you're going to see yourself actually doing these things. So it's kind of like looking yourself through perception and you're actually seeing the avatar, seeing an electrical door. It's a door they open, but it has a code. So you have to figure out how to use your hands. I had to figure out how to use my hands because it's electrical lights and it's reflecting and it's reacting to my body. It's extremely real if you don't know what you're doing, right? This is extremely powerful stuff. This is understanding how to escape from a cell, escape from an electrical door, how to go through a graphing position, line connection, how to go through simulation without separation. It's all connected to your mainframe positions into the matrix alignments of its connection. So have fun. 4 minutes counting, because we're going to travel to the recognition of time positions. So you guys should see each other too in alignment. You're all in the circle rotation center and you have your uniforms. Everybody's in a different position through identification code system. So this is where you have to really get into your information electronic interference. Don't worry, I'm there to help you guys. Just call out my name and I'll be there. Three minutes counting. Then we go to the other location center connections. How's everybody feeling? You're traveling in the galaxies, guys. So it's really strong winds, right? Don't worry. Even if you're looking through perception and you won't get lost in anything trajectory, because I'm holding you guys in alignment. So it's kind of like holding you through a wire, holding you through, you know, a lasso. Yeah, right? I pull you in, right? So you don't get lost. You don't flip through time or anything of that calculation. But you see a lot of things. You see a lot of things in the galaxy locations, right? So, all right. 3 minutes counting. So my connections here. How's everybody feeling right now? Tina, what's going on with you guys? You all freaked out? You're actually seeing the matrix for the very first time. Not only you're seeing the matrix, but you're seeing everything in focus through my perception. Now you know what I go through when I went through my transformation. So, and it's interesting because you guys are seeing each other, trying to figure out how to get out of these things. Speech, how's it going? Sylvia, speech. Dina, Tina, Catherine. So, yeah, the codes will get you back when you go through the healing connections. Yeah, the vibration. If lower vibes get off. Yeah, that's what your identification is. Everybody has identification codes, so you go through the healing. Because you're in your program setting and it's time for positions for humanity to understand their connections. Yeah, you guys have to get into your own academies. I can see my hand wires, codes, and lights. There you go, Dina. Way to go. Solar plexus going nuts. Okay, good to see that. Traction position, gravity locations, force, spin, vibration happening. Good, Sylvia. You guys are more aware. Can't see, but feel. That's okay, Catherine. That's totally fine. But see what happens when you go to higher levels of light, right? Your light can only reach certain level of connections, but you see it. You can see it, right? Well, so my head was a bit dizzy at first, then I saw the light behind a door. Great. Speech is more aware of the connections. Then I saw 3 or 4 starlights. That's so far. All right, so in galaxy rotation center, anything to perception, you're seeing line division location to directions of positions. There's a door, electrical door. There's a panel, okay? So it's kind of like going through that connection. So remember how you saw my phone? You see my phone through that connections? You saw this in position? See that? That's what you guys are up against. That's the matrix. And everything through realm location has its own identity code system. So you can't press the wrong buttons. You got to press the right button. And it's all calculated through information line connections, which goes into your body frame positions. But this is what it looks like on its reflection on the other side of the vision of its location, of its window sill division of dimensional realm through phone reception. All right. So, Catherine, I'm going to put you through my perception line connections. Okay, so you can actually see what's going on, right, for the first time. This is all about understanding who you are through connections, and that's what my team is seeing more, is because they've been with me longer. Okay, and they understand their lights, they understand their activations and travels and thoughts and patterns, and they're no longer in the past. They're in the present position, so they're able to see a lot more through their senses. Okay, so Catherine, I'm going to get you to see more through your positions. Okay, open up all senses, rotations, eyes, ears, and everything. Voice grid patterns to Catherine Alexander. Get her in that connection. Change her anti-gravity positions. Uprise her plasma light to connection formations. Solar division line connections. Center line connections position. Okay, Catherine. So you should be able to see. You should be able to see. All right. So we've got 1 minute, and then I got to travel you guys to the next planet location. All right. Connections here. So I'm force winding cycles to fleet commander and myself. Back to first command. Okay, so Catherine's outside. Birds are going nuts. Birds are going nuts because they see you going through a dimensional wormhole. All right, stepping into the light, streams of travel. Okay, so basically Sylvia is stepping into the stream of light to travel. Recognition of time position. All right, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53. See, space and time has its own parameters, has its own clocking system. Humanity has to be in a track location to a different location. So we're going to center join line conditions, change position line conditions. Here we go, and travel location, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to time jump. Your particle system is going to change. You're going to see wind shift, force, spins, slowing down. Slowing down because Sylvia knows we're going to another planet position. All right, 1, 2, 3, here we go. All right, so you guys hopped over. Center line positions are going to change coloration line conditions. So you have to understand every time you go through a planet location, you're reading cycles to coloration line systems. All right, so we're going to go into green factoring location center. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. 5 minutes. Enjoy yourself. All right, so you hopped over to another planet position, the galaxy location center connections. You'll see a tunnel. You'll see a tunnel like this. It's going extremely fast. Okay, don't touch it. Just look at it. Don't touch it because you can touch anything in space. I'm allowing you to see everything, and I'm allowing you to touch things to certain levels of your vibrational signal because it will take you in. Right? Remember, it's all computer. It's understanding computers, electronics, and electrical board line connections, right? So, and that's what we did. We did a lot of travels, and I said, don't touch the computers. And Jerome did that, and he vortexed to another position of a location center connection to a planet position. So I had to take him back. So this is understanding that computers and operations are in that position of time, location of travel through dimension. So it's very important that you don't touch things, okay, first, okay? If you're going to ask your commander, all right? It's very important because it's in line division through location, and I have things set up to its calculation. Ready to travel to next destination. Yep, Sylvia's ready to go on coordinate level system. Force spin speeding up to travel. There we go. So Sylvia's understanding particle systems changing. Every time you jump to different time force connections, your time capacitors change your particles of readings. So Sylvia's aware of the conditions when spin goes low or spin goes high or spin goes really, really high. That connections. All right, 3 minutes and counting. Then we go into the trapping door, a planet position of matrix level connection. Sonar, feathers, pinging wing tips, detecting light signals, tail navigating. Very good, Sylvia. She's aware of electrical lights. That's awesome. Yeah. So you guys are really getting a taste of what the matrix is. Catherine, are you okay? She might be a little bit freaked out because I open up her perception as an all-weighting systems to her senses. And I got my earphones in again. Habit. Extremely a habit. Yeah, I appreciate that, Sylvia. Yeah. So he's watching over Catherine. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, she's a little bit frazzled, eh? So try to keep her in balance. 2 minutes counting. Remember, we got 2 more shifts. 4 spins slowing down. Yep. I'm okay. Still not seeing loads, but orange tunnel and white light. Okay, so see, Catherine, you're connecting. So realize, just try to get into the calm center. Okay, Galaxy doesn't freak out. It balances everything to position. So if you open up your perceptions, all your perceptions open, you just have to let your mind go. Tina went through the same thing. She was in that practical level where she can recognize things and colors and lights, but she couldn't travel through the team. She can only travel through herself. So it's all about understanding. Get into the focus, get into the awareness, get into the belief. So it's all about your connections to your identity, and everything through your lights will get you in travel recognition time position. Okay. 1 minute and counting. Then we're going to have vortex position. You're seeing loads, orange tunnel and white light. So go through it. Don't hesitate. Go through it, Catherine. We all have to go through alignment. So you're all connected to position line connections. So you have to have the mind and the brain together through no separation. It has to be its integration. All right, holding spin patterns, ready for next jump. Yeah, I see lights and colors and feel like I'm moving around. Okay, so that's exactly what's going on. You're spinning through rotation center connections, starlight connections there, speech. So that's good. You're aware of your perception lines. You guys understand your eyes and ears and your voice is everything through travel. So you should be able to see, hear, and get in your connections of your control, your voice and your patterns. If you're traveling and you're afraid to go through a tunnel and you don't see anything, why? Because the brain isn't positioned. The brain and the mind and everything through creation and imagination has to be open through the central line connections. The eyes, the ears, and the voice and grid pattern has to understand the dimensional time you're going through color. Okay? So don't be scared. Go through. Right? All right. So we're going to jump the rotation. There we go. Change the coloration line system. I wanted to jump in the tunnel. You said don't touch. No, jump in the tunnel. I'm talking about if you see anything through, like it's like a tornado or anything like that. You got to understand shapes. You got to understand dimensional time shapes. You got to see tunnels and interference positions. There's so many dimensions. So it's kind of like, ooh, I see this, I see that. Which one do I touch? Right? If you're seeing anything through tunnel, it's reacting to your position at time location. Go through it. Sylvia, Tina, Galactica, and anything that connection can help you out. Dina. All right, because we're going to travel through recognition of time positions. We're going to cross circle locations. Okay, so we're going to go into connections, into gravity location center. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're here now. Okay, now in position, you're going to wind spin off through cycle. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 5 minutes counting. Have fun. I wanted to jump in the tunnel. You don't jump in the tunnel. You're already in the tunnel. You just have to be aware of what's going on. So your brain isn't adapting to what's going on with travel. So Catherine, what's it like to actually be in the matrix? Yeah, so Sylvia's aware of the coordinates and the clock and position of time. 4 speeding up. Very good. And then it slows down, and then it centers positions and puts you in your allocated position of time. Okay, so there's going to be 24 doors. Each door represents you through coloration of light. Okay. Yeah, it's strange. It's really weird, isn't it? All right, so you have to decide which door to go through. Have fun with that. It's all about understanding your matrix lines and your connections to box freaks and level connections. So it's a cube rotation center. Okay, don't allow yourself to go off system. Put yourself back in alignment with force recognition light connections. So Carson, just trust yourself. Just trust yourself. Trust that everything's going to be safe. Everything is going to be okay. Your brain's in lapping right now. It's all in confusion. It doesn't understand. It sees colors, but it's going in backtrack. You have to have the mind and the brain go forward. That's the only way you can see things in position of time. So it's like floating in space, but everything you can't see or anything you can't hear or anything you can't voice, but you're floating in space. Don't put yourself in that position of time location because you really are in that connection. All right, 4 minutes and counting. Connecting light stream, ready to connect with door. All right, so Sylvie's in quadrant level connections. See, this is what my team is. They're very aware of what they come up across and what to do. There's 24 doors. They're on electrical light panels. You see the doors. It's extremely real. So it's kind of like this. Right? And then it's what's going to happen is your perception is going to go So you got to decide which door to go through. Everybody has to go through a certain door. You can't go through the same door. So this is it's like a quiz. It's like putting pieces and puzzles together. That's why I was trying to figure out how to go through these doors. I had to do what you have to do. You have to do it. This is the calculation. This is the actual matrix that you face. Okay, it's like facing your fear. What is fear? It's just an illusion, right? So if you're thinking that, okay, well, how do I open the door? What do I need to do? Use your imagination. You want to go through that door. What do you need to do? The coloration of the door sets your position. So if you can read the energy light connections, that's the door you go through. So that'll help you out. Okay, I closed my scene off 6 years ago, went to high. It scared me. No, it's okay. Yep, 3 minutes and counting. Then we travel to recognition of time. And then we go into galaxy atmosphere or the magnetic forcing highway. Sonar, pinging, detecting light at door. Yeah. It's a plasma energy light connections. So if it connects to you, that's great. If it's not, it's going to go. If you're having any problems, I'll reprogram your light connections and I'll put you back in positions and I'll put you right through the door. So, remember, I see everything you guys see. I'm way ahead of you. I'm using hand codes to get through the door. Very good, Dina. All right, Catherine sees a purple door. Nice. Dina sees a green door. Nice. And Sylvie sees a blue door. And Speech sees... What does Speech see? Speech X, you go through the yellow. All right, so Catherine sees the purple door. Tina sees a purple door. Which one do you go through? You both can't go through the same door. You have to read your signals through your apparition line connections. There's a lot of confusion here, guys. That's okay. That's fine. You're going through the first time through a door recognition light system. Sylvia, you can't go through the white door because it doesn't understand your heart receptor line connections. You go through the blue door. So I'm trying to help you guys out. Reposition your door recognition light connections. Yeah, blue door, yeah. There you go, Catherine. Catherine goes through the pink door. Very good. Very good. Tina goes through the purple. Catherine goes through the pink. You guys are understanding connections right now? Understanding everything, your eye circles and everything through your audio system. Okay, 1 minute remaining, and then we go to the galaxy, to the magnetic forcing highway. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you switched the line connection to turquoise. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Your prolifics and your proactive light connections changed it too quickly. So a little bit confusion. Remember, when you guys are all together, you have to mind telepathy with each other, right? So you got to see the electrical door. You got to see that color that you want to see, and then you go through it. You don't just see every other color. If there's 24 doors and you're trying to figure what color to go through, you have to go through each door to recognize it through your energy. Your body and your adaptation, your hologram will read its signal. I had to go through these things. go through, right? So it's all about understanding how to do these things, how to go through this, how to go through that, how to go over, how to go under, how to go around, how to move across, how to move up, how to move down, how to circle rotate, how to pull out, right? That's the matrix. So, all right, we're going to travel to galaxy location, right? Get ready. We're going to wind cycle through connections here. So everybody's gone through their doors. Okay, if you look down, you should see a graphene walk. Okay, it's a magnetic graphene walk. You should see that the electrical lights are going. It's waiting for you guys to travel. So we're going to travel recognition time position, quadrant level connections. Fleet command are coming in. Blue circle rotations and connections. 1, 2, 3. We're going to travel to the electrical door divisions of green and orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Center position. Calculation modifications. Now the circle rotation is going to be a tunnel interference. It's going to be interesting, fascinating stuff. So the circle rotation, it's going to be a tunnel interference. It's going to be like this. Okay, it's going to be kind of weird. It's kind of like this. So you guys are going to drop. So it's kind of like you're going to be sucked down. It's going to be instead of going straight, you guys are going to go. You're hop jumping, your vortex positioning, but you're going, and you look down, you see the tunnel. You see the tunnel. It's going. Everybody go through it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Have fun. 5-minute counting. See, Sylvie's aware. She's ready to jump because she understands the coordinate level system of going into the position. Not line signaling, but jumping down in position location. So that's what's fascinating about it. Crystal feeling rose. Quartz healing, more at peace. Okay, so how's Catherine feeling already? This is really interesting how you go through the tunnel. You go up, you go side, doesn't matter. You go angle, anyway. But you guys are going down. You're dipping down. Boom. So when you're traveling through, it's like right, and then you stop, and then again, what do you see? You see the magnetic highway information, right, which is a huge computer. All right. So there's so many universal quadrants. You guys are just seeing one universe positioned to a galaxy location at dimensional time. So wingtips detecting sides of portal, tail full band balance. Yep. So it's all about traveling through recognition of time with your body frame connections. The digital frame connections in its realm location will know exactly you from each other from its spin rotations. It's a tail rotation sign. So, for spin, adapting to portal spin. Very good. Sylvia, you're doing really well. And always be aware with your commander. Let me know what you guys are doing, right? Because I see everything, but I want to make sure you guys are. I'll know exactly if you're off position through coloration or through dimensional time positions. I'll know if your electrical lights are off through panel location. So your dimensional system and traveling is very important, okay, to me. So just as it's important for you to understand what's going on, it's very confusing because you see everything, right? So. Three minutes and counting. At attraction positions, once we go down to 1 minute, time shift connections back into your position of time into the ground formation system where you are through calculation. So, spin adaptation on track, 2 minutes and counting. So you're all floating in all division line system. You're all lined through calculation, but there's no separation with you. We're all together. I can't have one over here, one over here, one over here, one over here. As long as your line signal through an alignment. Once you stem an alignment, it's like a loop. You guys are looped to each other. And that's how you go into the mind telepathy. So try to get into the mind telepathy, with each other. Slowing spin, yep. Okay, we're coming into one communication line system, 1 minute trash location. Take the rebellion alliance and the galactic forces back in position. Ground formation line connections. Circle rotation center, 0.10. Portal 1 division, 1111.0. Traction, mind telepathy, telekinesis. 5D activation, ground formation line connection. Back in position. So you're going to feel a little bit of a wind spin off. It's going to go. Okay. Now you're back on the ground. Metallic green speeding particles. So how do you feel traveling through 4 recognition lights of galaxy rotation centers to its magnetic force and highway information system? That's the matrix. So how's everybody feeling? Slowing force, spin right down, have landed safely. There we go. Sylvie's very informative, which I like. She's got 110 chakras in her system, guys. Same with Tina, same with Galactica. So this is what you get when you understand how to travel. Yeah, you're okay. You're all right. Just a little bit of coloration wind spin off. Yeah, a little bit of confusion to that door recognition, but that's okay. We can work on that through traction. You have to understand what it is when you guys go through shapes. You have to go through doors. You can go through triangles, doors, recognition, time positions. You go through circles. You can go through a UFO connection. You can teleport. You can line signal. You can interdimensional line connection. There's so many things that you can go through, right? Through teleportation line connections. Wow, I was outside, and after that last transition, my phone overheated and shut down. Yeah, Sylvia is very good. Yeah, because she's a navigation system. She has to go to her commander, right? So it's all about protecting each other, right? Dina is informative, Galactica is informative, Tina is informative. You're all informative because they've been with me through calculation, and they're in their higher light connections. The higher you go through light, the more you stand through travel. So, yeah. Breathing through oscillation, wind spin, circling rotation center, allocated positions, location transition. Very good, Tina. So what was it like? What was it like traveling, guys, through the Matrix? Cool, eh? This is what your commander went through when I was scanning planets. Yeah. It was awesome. That's why I don't want you guys to miss my channel, because you never know what's going to happen next with me. But that's okay, Catherine. You have to work on it. But that's great because you learned something new, right? You just traveled through the matrix in the galaxy location positions for the first time, right? And it's real because you traveled in space, real space. When you see real space, you think otherwise. Wow. Now I know what it is. Complicated. It's always exciting. And it's all about you guys experiencing yourself and how to travel through recognition of time. Okay, because it's all about opening all your cycles, rotation center connections, your position, line connections, open up all your tractions to all your door recognition light positions, to your codes. Go through, right? It's a lot of fun, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's elliptical. Yeah, very good. Mm-hmm. Yep. But imagine being up there and not coming back. Imagine that. See, that's what my team has to work on. They wouldn't be able to come back, and I have to get them back through code. So it's all about your voice and grids, and it's all about your command. It's all about your perception and what you see through GPS location system. My team wouldn't be stuck up there if I wasn't there. So this is understanding what you have to be aware of when you're coming into molecular light. All right. So dizzy head, yeah. It will find its balance. Yeah. It's like becoming an Olympian, and I'm in the 3rd grade. Well, that's just you're like in preschool, and then you work your way up, right? That's exactly what it is. It's coming out of kindergarten and working up to 2 grades, 1, 2, 3, right? It's all a process. It's all a process, and it all has to do with light, attractions of the light, divisions of light. But when you're in space with me, you're seeing real space of time, and that's what it is. So you're in my space. You guys have your own space to create. So this is where you have to understand these things. It's through a calculation. Space isn't created until you open up the mind of perception, audios, and voice grid patterns. Now, you guys can travel through space through me, but can you travel through space and come back? No, because I put you guys into the matrix, high division, into the magnetic poison highway. Okay, everything through its creation. So, and that's what it is. When you're seeing electrical doors, you're extremely high rise. So what you guys were seeing through my perception was sentience. That's a work of art. That's artistry levels. That's matrix grid workers, line connections. Everything's in all metric level connections when it comes to barriers, perimeters, or anything electrical fences or a door. How to go through electrical door. How to open up electrical gates. How to open gateways. How to open panel defense. Perimeter line connections. Activation line connections, code interference, a lot of things up there. Oh, that was my first time doing this. Need more practice. Feel like I didn't hit my potential, but understanding intellectually mind is feeling a bit exhausted. Yeah, it's exhausted because you've never done it before. And I wanted to show you what you guys need to be aware of when you're in space and time position, right? So now you know how real it is, because this is what your commander does every single day. You guys just did it once. I do it every day. I have to go through doors. I have to go through perimeters. I have to go through infiltration levels. I have to fly different UFO connections. I was in 150,000 unit positions of interdimensional connection. So, and we're setting up a recruitment center. But you guys are getting better. And then the next time we go up, you have to really go into the test reviews and evaluations of yourself, right? Queen, how's it going? So in connection, to get into your identification codes, I'm holding a special, okay, $45. This will put you in your identifications, a 4-digit number code, and be able to balance your center connections. You're good to go, right? This is understanding where we come into calculation where AI was cutting everybody off, because there's portal defense locations that you don't understand the interdimensional line connections. So it's all about understanding tracks locations to you through set positions of location centers. So when you go through my healing, right, I'll give you your identification codes to that position. I have to give it to you. Guys don't know it. I have to give it to you. So, and then you guys are on your own. You're on your own. You'll be flown up to your teleportations, your identification codes of 4-digit numbers into the commanding centers, quadrant levels, vector core to Galaxy Academy. Okay. My team is in a higher positional level. They are going to stay with me through calculation because they're in the Rebellion Alliance. Okay. So if you want to know more, just go through my email and tell you that. So it's all about once you get your identifications, you'll be able to center your positions better. And this is more for the low communication signals, the ones that are traveling. you have to understand, I put you in division of travel so you understand what's going on with space and time of travel division. And you have to understand everything. Oh, I don't see anything because you're not concentrating. Oh, I can't hear anything because you're not listening. Oh, I'm not voicing channel because you're not commanding anything. So these are the levels that you have to reach. Okay. This is the understanding that everybody has to come into this level. And this is what needs to be done. All right. So any more on that, just go through my email. Okay. It goes to Queen Luna, Catherine. Okay. If you're okay with comfortability, that's totally fine. But in position, your program setting is ready to go. This is when you guys are ready to go into your academies. Okay. Especially for the low ranks. But everybody's equal. Everybody's master. Everybody's co-creation. But see what Catherine needs to work at. See what everything through levels of the baby needs to work at. When you start seeing these things, it becomes extremely real to its mind, body, heart, and soul. How to travel through recognition of time. Yesterday, we went through each other's souls. It kind of freaked you out, right? Well, now we're in the galaxy. Kind of freaks you out, right? So it's all about getting out of the anxiety of travel, getting into the calming center when you go in space, because it goes into connections at disruption line connections to your coloration system. And if you go through that wrong door, you're going to be teleported to another dimension. And then I got to take you out. Right? So it's amazing how we do these things. It's kind of like looking at life. What door do I go through? 1, 2, or 3? Let's go for an example. Okay, this is your life. This is your life, and it's all based on choice, right? Oh, you guys got a lot of questions here. It's fantastic to see you guys. Okay. Hold on a sec. Just one sec. I'll get to your question. All right. This is only if you're ready. If you're not ready, that's totally fine. You can still take my school without connections. But if you want to go into your academies, your intelligence will know when it's ready to go into classroom position like connections. Now you still form through me position, but my Rebellion Alliance have been with me since day one. So it's up to you. So it's understanding when you come into the academy, you can either join the Rebellion Alliance or you can join the Galactic Federation Light Council. Those are 2 different platforms, right? First in command and the fleet commander. All right. So let's see in calculation. You got 3 door positions. You got 1 door, you got 2 door, you got 3 door. Okay, these are 3 doors. Which one do you go through? Which one do you go through? Your center positions, you're looking like this, your calculation, right? This one, or this one. Which one do you go through? Which one? Do you understand? So it's understanding the reading the signals, the code references to its door. And once you see the signal open up, remember, I told you, you have to see the dimension of the door, where it is in recognition of time. It will come out of the plasma and it will communicate with you. The one that communicates to you through color is the door you go through. So it goes like this. This is the door you go through. Okay. This is the position. The coloration is the same coloration line system with my phone reception. You saw that, right? With the windowsill when I did live. This is the door you go through. And when you go through, you go to the other side, right? So you travel through recognition of time position into calculation. There you go. On to the other side. So, a lot of work, isn't it? Yeah, my awareness is increasing daily. Well, there you go, Catherine. That's great. It's good to see that. So why is it called the Matrix? Thought it was leaving the Earth Matrix. That's a good question. Anybody help me out with that? I already know the answer, but I want to know if anybody else knows the answer. I want you guys to challenge yourself. What does the Matrix mean to you? Because it's different to everybody else. I make an appointment through email. Great, Queen. I'll be sure to be on time tomorrow. Great. So, Queen, what I'll do is I'll give you your identification code. You'll get your package deal, and you go into the commanding force through Garon. He will help you and provide you with your identifications and your classes. Okay? You'll be teleported on the digital frame. Okay? So let's see. Why is it called a matrix? Anybody have a reason for that? On our own, am I ready? No speech. It doesn't. You're freaking. Oh my god! What am I gonna do? I'm not ready. I don't know how to travel. No. Nothing like that, man. Nothing like that. Your intelligence will come to me and let me know that you're ready. You're not ready. You're far from not ready. You're just trying to send your energies and travel recognition time position. My school can help you out. Rebellion Alliance, Galactic Federation Light, wherever we are through locations. You have to understand more of your energy lights. You have to understand more of your travel recognitions. You have to understand your gravity reset positions. You have to understand your meditations to that connections. Okay, this is just given out to people that think they're ready. Okay, so it's knowing that, are the intelligence ready to go up to higher levels? Because you go into your own academies. That's what I did. And then I came in everything through the Connections Rebellion Alliance, but I created everything. So it's everything creation of my mind, which is creation of your mind, right? Because the thing is that you guys have already lived everything. That's what's fascinating about it. You've already done this. You just don't remember. I'm making you remember who you are. Knowing that you guys took classes, knowing you took everything you need to know, knowing how to connect to everything through your connections of your dreams. It all connects to its academy. So, but see, that's it, Catherine. That's coming from your intelligence and you're being honest with yourself. No, not ready. So that's why I wanted to put you guys into the matrix and let you know how real it is when you're going up against electrical door. Okay, an actual door, because it's going to go into reactions of you to your physical system. And you're going to get reactions. You're going to get hot. You're going to get cold. You're going to get different colorations. Okay, you're going to get notifications, waving cycle off location, right? What was that, right? So it's all about understanding yourself and how to go through these things, right? It's all done through shapes. And it's important to understand how we go into those levels of 3, 6, and 9. Okay? So matrix is basically, Tina's saying it's a matrix line connection to everything through our center in space and time. There it is. That's exactly what it is. Tina knows what the matrix is. Let me read that again. It's a matrix line connection to everything through our center in space and time, which means center of navigation, which you are controlling your system of its UFO position of time to everything around of its connection. Matrix, virtual reality, simulation. 3 waving elements you guys got to get past before you get into higher positions into teleportation line connections. Right? And this galaxy and its academy will help you and guide you and put you in better location to each other through mind telepathy and navigation. Okay? Yeah, through shapes, letters, and numbers. See, Tina's been with me from the very beginning. She can tell you a lot. She's very good with illustrations. She's extremely informative, right? So I feel like I'm still preparing my mind and body. But see, that's it, Catherine. You're growing. Growth is everything. Go back to my videos when I first started out. I was in and out through tractions. I was in and out through communication. Okay, we're going to talk about the alignments today. Yeah, just don't mind me. I'm just a little bit sleepy. I'm just getting data processing line connections, interchanging positions, a heart rate cycle location, so I was trying to find my body. I was trying to find my mind in my body. I was trying to find my heart. I was trying to find my soul identification. I was like in and out, in and out, in and out. There's videos that I could show you. You actually hear the alarming system of space, which is planets of Vega. So it's like do 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 do. It's connection from space, sonar, telegraph, and teleenergy light system. So I was going to Vega for the very first time, right? And it's very, very powerful because it outer surfaces the inner system and it showed me space, what it is. So everybody has their own space of them. Space inside, space outside, travel within, travel without. That's the balance. So Tina's right on all levels. That's the point of everything. To the center location of its position. Okay. The center position is you. That's the physical system. The travel recognition of time and creation is the mind system. Okay. Coloration, lights, and everything through activation is the door system. So in calculation modifications, you have to get into your hand interference. This is your activation. This is your barcodes. Your barcode has to send electrical lights. So you got to learn how to do these things in space. So when you're in space, you have to understand these things. Computer operation line connections, operation circle rotation center connections, slide across position location. So it's really, really fascinating when you come across everything through universal system. So you're structuring levels, you're doing digital frames. You know, I start off writing my name in the atmosphere. It was going, it's really cool. And then it traveled just for fun. So you have to really get into your perceptions and actually see your hands and what they are. They're electrical lights. And when you start seeing them, it travels, right? So you get a hand formation. You come into shapes and anomalies like Tina was saying. Shapes, letters, and numbers. All right, so we get into that connections. Okay, so you got two hand formations like this. All right, two hand formations. You start off that through connections. All right, now it goes from one to another. Right, so it's going go through this connection. Getting used to your hands. Your hands. Getting used to your hands. What are your hands doing? Right? So you have to understand how to use these things. It's all wire connection line system, right? So you're creating everything through thoughts, okay? You're creating everything through the mind. You're creating everything through the brain. You're creating everything through the heart position. All right? Central line is connection position. So you have the brain, you have the mind, you have the thought, and you have the heart. And you're creating something from structure to location centers to triangle location. You take it out of its equation. All right. So these are the things that you can do. Yes, it's through sonar. Yeah. But see, that's okay, Catherine. You have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You'll recognize time positions with your intelligence. So get into formations like this. This is your triangle, but your intelligence is at a different triangle. Okay. You guys. You have to find your way of communication. All right. Communicate with angels. Okay. Something with levels. Bring your thumbs in like this. Bring it across. Hover over. See the wings? This is the angel. This is safe haven. Communicate with Michael. Communicate with King Archangel Azareth. Me. Right. Put it to your chest. Put it to your chest. See it? Okay. And then just communicate. Okay. Also, too, you can do this with your identification codes if you get it through my healing. So it's very powerful. So now, anything through AI, through your digital frame, they'll recognize you. Low frequency, medium, or high frequency, doesn't matter, because you have your own academy. So it's kind of like finishing school, 6-8 hours a day. Bell rings at 3 o'clock, right? What have you learned in that one day? Okay, you have test, review, and evaluations, and you go back in the school next day, right? You see one teacher, see another teacher. Maybe you get into activities of 3 or 4 teachers, and then you go up to college, and then you go up to university, right? Because I started with that. I got into college, and got into professors and stuff like that. I got into the psychologically of the brain. What is the brain? To its human relation. That's why I know so much about the brain. So it was a fascinating class. But I was in the physical system, not in the spiritual system, because I wasn't awake. So when you're awake, everything balances out with the mind, body, brain, and soul. So everything has to be in coordinates, has to be in codes, right? Because that's what space and time is. It's nothing but codes. It's reference of codes, it's portal of codes. There's so many portals. It's unbelievable. So every time you go through a portal, you got to reset location to computers to different time position location to your coloration to your hologram. And it's all connected to the sun, the moon, and everything location, which is the navigation of center point, which is you. Okay? So, well, I'm glad I can help you out there, Catherine. And your intelligence tell me otherwise, so it's totally up to you. If you're not ready, You're not ready. There's nothing wrong with that. Honesty is the best policy. Okay? Either way, I don't give you your identifications if you're not ready. I know if you're ready or not. You come to me. It's the intelligence. Yeah, I'm ready, Commander. Let's do it. Let's do it. So basically, you're going up to higher levels. And the thing is, too, is that you'll be able to focus more with your identification. So if you're off center, you just use those digital numbers. Those 4-digit numbers are going to put you back in center through voicing grids. You can voice it out or you can channel in and just say those numbers, right? Because AI connections will understand you through identification now. Hoo-ah, you're good to go, right? Love the angelic hand formation communications, really feel it. Yeah, but see, that's it. That's exactly what it is. You have to understand the communications. 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 Everything is communication. Get into motion. Motion with the ocean. Right? Synergize. So think of the wires going. See, creating something. You're getting into the flow. So it's like, you're getting into martial arts. It flows. Everything flows, right? It's just, everything has to go forward in life. So it's really fascinating when you get into the flow of recognition of time. You got the physical realm center, right? You got the rotation off system, okay? And you got your figure 8 motion sensor. And once you get your figure 8 motion sensor, you understand your communication and digital frame connections. That's circle rotations to position line connection. Okay, now I don't expect the galactic forces to understand this, but the galactic forces stay in positions to your connections of 3, 6, and 9. Okay, point division. All right. So I was thinking maybe next week. Today's Wednesday. If you guys are ready, let me know, because you guys are still trying to understand. I want to put you in the matrix to understand, okay, wow, this is real. How do we travel through 3, 6, and 9? You guys don't have to worry about it because I already set it up for you guys. Right? That's how you're able to see these things. You won't be able to see anything until you understand the sun, until you understand the moon, until you understand the location of you, which is point center, like Tina was saying. Center point is you in the center. So to get out of 3, 6, and 9, you have to understand the connections to a travel recognition of time position. That's out of its equation. So you go to a higher level, and you go to a higher level of shape. Okay? And you go into higher level of shape. And then you go into higher level of shape. See what I'm doing? 2 calculation. Now it's going to travel probably. Yep, it traveled. See? It traveled, disappeared. Because it's in the simulation. Everything I graph through the simulation extremely fast because I'm working with 52 computers, guys, through cloud interference. So we go into these positions, we can do this calculation. Modify all location centers of its connection line system. So this is understanding how you go up to higher levels of your box frequency always connection. From here to here. So you come out of the equation, you go from circle to square. But the circle has to recognize its door before it goes into a square. That's where it gets confusing. And then you come into alignment of a connection to a travel recognition of box frequency level to its matrix position. See that? Powerful, isn't it? So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So let's just start with the 3, 6, and 9, shall we? But I wanted to put you guys in position to know what you're up against, especially when it comes to Catherine Queen, where you think through speech. Really understand your connections to your travels, because you can go from circle to square to rectangle or any shape in calculation modifications, but you have to understand your modulations and your Wi-Fi travel connections. My team understands these things because they've been with me since day one. Not everyone, but they understand the communication of light. So you have to get into your 114 chakras, and it has to go through the test reviews and evaluations. You're feel free to get anything you want through connections. I can help you in all ways and forms. You can even leave if you want to. There's a lot of people that don't want to go higher. I mean, that's totally fine. That's totally up to you. To each his own. But if you want to understand more and you want to see more, These are the things you have to do. And it all has to be modified through your digital frame. Okay? And it's fascinating when you can travel through 3, 6, and 9. So we're going to go through coloration shapes of dimensional time position. You go from here to here. Okay? My team doesn't understand this. They don't understand the circle. They don't understand 3, 6, 9, but they don't understand how to go from circle to square. So we'll get into that tomorrow. Okay? Any questions or comments, go to my email. Let me know. All right? You guys look fantastic. I hope you guys had a lot of fun traveling through the galaxy location centers. Woo! I know I did. Happy dance. Commander in the house. So, yeah, I know it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, speech, when you travel so far into the future and you go, what just happened? Like, whoa, what a switch. It just confuses your reality and everything is in and out. And you're just like, my goodness, this is weird. And then you're going back into frame on the 5D element. Okay. Now you know what it's like, what I go through every day. And you guys are exhausted for one day. One day. Okay. I tried being me for 24 hours. My mind never sleeps. It's more open. I'm sleeping, but I'm awake. Okay? Because to me, it's not a journey. It's work. Right? So when you connect with everything, I mean everything through point center, it gets confusing after a while because everything in time division is different shape anomaly to travel recognition, to its modification, integration to its equation, from circle to square. All right? But you'll definitely get out of the 1 foot and you have both feet in. So, yeah. Yeah, speech can talk to D, baby. It was trippy, yeah. Under the sun right now, yep. I missed it, but I'm sure it was fun and eye-opening. But see, that's a thing, DB. You can't miss these things because it's important how you have to understand your travels at 3, 6, and 9. Now, I've set up your travels to that, okay, in speech and everything through Catherine, everything that connections when it comes to Sylvia and my team have already experienced this. They've already traveled through their shapes because that's the calculation modification, right? So you come into that positions. We'll keep going through 3, 6, 9 location. All right. So it's all about the center positions. Now, where's the 3, 6, and 9? But you're in the center. Where is it? It's already there. I don't need to see it because it's already created. So you guys have to understand how to see these things and not see them because that's what vibration is. The faster you go, so it's kind of like in recognition of a car. Remember with Lucy? Humanity's trying to understand these things. When a car goes really fast, boom, it disappears, but it's still there. It's still there, but it's extremely fast. So it's in dimensional time through acceleration. You can't see the car because it's not at your perception. Okay? So I need to relax more and put more pressure on myself. Yep. Get out of the pressure, focus more on the mind of creation through imagination there, Catherine. And don't worry about going through a door that you don't recognize. That's going into a strange home. You go into a strange home, it feels funny because it's not your energy, right? Because you walk back out. You're not going to go back in because it's not your energy. So that's the recognition when you come into connections. This is more identified connections to a car or anything relation because it's not on the ground, it's in the absolute position of time. Okay, so it's very important you guys get in 3, 6, and 9 travel out of its connections, force winning cycles to its location center connections. All right, and knowing how you can travel to anything through dimensional time connections through our starlight position. Just through 3, 6, and 9. And when you go into that graphing locations, you come into the box frequency level of its dimensional time position. Okay, and when you go through that calculation, you go into the triangle location of its equation. Confusing, isn't it? A lot of fun, but it's confusing. Right? So I don't want to go too far. But this is the graph positions of time. This is what you see through your dream. Your dream comes into connections. If it doesn't come into connections, you're in the fear cycle position location. All right. Centering is what I'm striving for. That's exactly where you're going to get speech. So the more you travel through me, the more you balance everything through connections. So your space connections, your vortex positions, and time locations. All right. So we're going to vortex through all shape positions on 4 triangle location center connections tomorrow. All right. Adios.